Where's my mic? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. 30-minute presentation, take one. Okay. So thank you guys so much for coming out and being with us today. I know it's not an easy trip and it was last minute, but we're so excited to have you here. Also, thank you for your business. This year we're doing great, and our partnership with you always means a lot. So as you know, we're here for the new product launch, but we wanted to switch things up a little bit and do a shorter presentation, focus in on a category where we have collectively agreed we have a lot of opportunity, and then switch into the one-on-ones. Okay, mine is wrong too, so I'm starting over. Take two. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. It is awesome to have you. Awesome to have you see our factory, which is our secret sauce. So I actually this year celebrated my 8-year anniversary with the company. Within the 8 years, I was on the hard goods side. I was on the apparel side. Now, always had FOMO on either one. Now I have the opportunity to do both, and that got me thinking, obviously I'm biased, right? I love PCNA, but why us? Why partner with PCNA? Because there's so many amazing vendors out there that you guys partner with. What makes us truly stand out? And in my mind, there's two things. The first one really goes back to my first couple of days with the company. At that time, I came from a much smaller supplier. We had a 40-page catalog and one really core product. And at that time, I also didn't understand why anybody would want to put their logo on anything other than a screwdriver. So when I came to PCNA, I remember my first training day, I got 3 giant catalogs placed in front of me. And like a deer in headlights, I looked at my boss and I was like, what are we good at? Like, there's so much stuff. What are we good at? And the answer didn't make sense to me until I got to see what you guys got to see yesterday. It's cliche, but we're good at everything, right? And I think what's even more important is we don't get into anything until we can guarantee to be good at it. So every category in our line gets treated as if its own company. Whether it's bags and 6 people on that team just focus on bags, and we have folks that just focus on totes and just focus on coolers and just do backpacks, and there's designers, right? Whether it's technology, no, we don't have audio in the name of our company, but we have a team of people that just focuses on technology, and they bring things to you like partnerships with Alexa, like bringing product to market before retail, before Apple brings product to market. Umbrellas, a perfect example of we're not going to get into it unless we know we can be good at it. 4 years ago, we had no umbrellas. Now we're the market leader in umbrellas. We partnered with Stromberg, who was the market leader at the time, and developed the category into what it is now. And I can go on, but that brings me back to what makes us different. Peace of mind for you guys, right? So when you're presenting product to your customers, you can have the peace of mind that we do the back end research, trends for you, okay? And the second thing is an asset that we give back to you that is priceless, and that's time. So when you partner with PCNA, we say it within our organization all the time, it's everything you need all in one place, right? So you have Bullet, which is that market leader at the lower price point level. And we've actually changed things up at Bullet a little bit. Yeah, you have the low price points, but instead of going to the factories overseas and just pulling product off of the shelves like we used to when we first started and like our competitors still do, our bag designers, for example, are now designing bag designers at Leeds are now designing bags at Bullet as well. So you have trends on top of the great price points at Bullet. At Leeds, you have trends, You have retail brand partners. You again, exclusive designs, which we also now have that at Bullet, so that's exciting. You have journal books, which is a custom option here domestically. We have resources for you guys that can put together custom options so you don't even have to go on the website. We can do that for you. And then apparel, which I'm not going to speak to today. Doug's going to talk to you about apparel. But again, everything you need all in one place so you don't have to go online and resource and source a ton of different products because we do it for you. Okay, so those two things, in my opinion, is what really truly makes PCNA a great supplier partner. Do you agree with that, or am I totally just, I love my company, bias opinion throwing up at you?
No, I agree.
Totally agree.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And then to top that off, we have SureShip. The beautiful thing about SureShip, for you especially with as many programs as you guys have, a couple of things. One is it doesn't matter if you're sourcing a 20-cent Cougar pen from Bullet or a $300 Kenneth Cole bag at Leeds, it all ships in a day. And it's the same message to your customer, right? So you don't have to say, well, these two items are shipping in 5, and it's all the same thing. And then a huge advantage as well is no inventory commitment, or not a huge inventory commitment. So keep that in mind as we're going through, because I think all the product that we'll be speaking to today are going to be available on SureShip. If something's not, I'll let you know. It's easier for me to let you know if it's not than if it is. Who here can tell me exactly what SureShip is, by the way?
I know it ships overnight.
Okay. What are the requirements
One
for
color
SureShip?
logo.
Okay. What else?
By midnight, isn't it?
By midnight? Okay. So close, but no.
Okay.
So this is awesome, by the way, because so many companies are coming out with a one-day ship version of our SureShip. Our SureShip, we have more than 3,000 SKUs available on SureShip. It is a one-day service, right? So you submit an order today by midnight, it will ship tomorrow. We can do multicolor, full color included. Don't, it's okay. I'm glad you said that, because it's the muddied waters that we're now living in because of what our competitors are doing. And for most items, we can do up to EQP quantities. Okay? Cool. So what we're going to talk about today, a few things. One, I want to talk about a trend, or rather a movement that I think is sweeping our nation, to also get feedback to see if you guys are seeing the same thing with your business. We're also not going to talk about all the product that I have laid in front of you today. We want to keep this meeting short so that we can move on to one-on-ones to ensure that we're talking about your book of business so I talk about your book of business individually with all of you because it's all very different. My focus is to ensure that I'm not wasting any of your time. If at any point you feel like I am, stop me and we'll regroup. So going to that point, make sure that you write your top customers on the piece of paper that I handed out earlier to make sure that things that you're seeing, we're writing them down, or else we're going to forget. So when we get into one-on-ones, we can just start to talk about specific items and projects that you have in front of you. Lastly, before I get into stuff, program benefits. Do you guys know what program benefits you have with us? Perfect. So program benefits are, if you register your product in the programs with us, do you do that, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, which is a very easy process. When you register your product in a program, your setup gets cut in half. When you register your product in the program, your minimum gets cut in half as long as that first column minimum is 24 pieces or higher. That's both at Leeds and Bullet. You also get a free photo sample, which means that you get a free setup. Everything is included in that except for HXD. Okay? And I know I just talked about it, but sure should. Okay? So if we haven't been registering items in a program, let's make sure that we do. A quick note to Dean and Dave, which by the way, that's a huge resource for you guys internally as well. Okay, so with that said, like I mentioned, I want to talk to you guys about a trend that even in January we didn't talk too much, and that's sustainability. Do you see a lot of requests for sustainability from your customers? Awesome.
Yeah.
What I want you to notice today, again, I'm not going to speak to all the product that's in front of you, but all of the items that I have in front of you are part of our sustainability message. So we have extended our sustainability trend but product offering into different categories. So before it was journals, we had a couple of bags. Also, bags looked a little, right? Like you would, if you had to, you'd use it or present it, but you really wouldn't want to. What we have done is we've given it a completely different look. We made sustainability look really trendy. We brought it into categories anywhere from health to umbrellas to stationery, obviously bags, but we completely revamped it. We also built out collections. So this is a collection called Reclaim, and this has 5 different bag pieces in it. We also have it in stationery. So when you guys are merchandising programs, you can have continuity throughout the programs. So sustainability has been huge, obviously, for us. We brought in things like straws. So you now have good, better, best options with straws at Bullet starting at under $3, going up to Leeds with Final Straw at $25. So we wanted to ensure, we saw a gap in our marketplace here. So we wanted to make sure that we've built a platform for you guys to have so that you have options to present to your customers. So to round off the sustainability message with Bullet and Leeds, I want to talk to you about Parkland. You guys, have you had success with Parkland yet? Awesome. So Parkland, we're going to continue to launch new product. This is a retail brand partner that is owned by Herschel. Point at you because you have their bag. You might have to replace it with a Parkland bag. So Parkland is the best if we have to go there. We also have Alternative that focuses on that sustainable message. And we're going to continue to bring you more options. This brand has continuously done well for us ever since we launched it. So if we haven't had it in program, another thing that I like about it is it makes recycled look cool, right? It doesn't, again, going back to it doesn't make it look recycled. Anything that you guys are hearing, your customers' requests around sustainability that we aren't presenting to you?
Not that I can think of. I mean, I think of the core categories, the bags, the journals, the drinkware.
Okay, cool. And we're going to continue to build it out. So the more launches we have, the more product you guys will have to present to your customers as well. So moving into product, the one category that I really wanted to focus with you guys on today is a category that we identified in the beginning of the year where we have a lot of opportunity for growth, and that's bags. Last year, you guys killed it in bags with us, and I know there was a huge order that came through for backpacks, which is awesome when it comes through, and then the next year is like, how do we make up for it? But even without that order, I think we still have a lot of opportunity for growth. So what, in bags, and I'll share with you guys what's working for us, but I want to hear what is selling for you guys in your programs.
I think that non-woven grocery tote is still a staple.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
cinch backpacks, under 3 or under 5.
Budget items.
Yeah. And then, when you step up from there, you know, the backpacks.
Yep.
You know, kind of a higher end techie backpack, and then maybe a step down for the person who doesn't travel or doesn't need that, you know, heavy duty. But those are the key bag categories I kind of concentrate on.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, and that's, again, similar to where we're seeing success, that non-woven grocery tote. I think sometimes we get forgotten about in this space, but we have more options than anybody else. Just to share and to brag, because I think we have bragging rights in this category. If we got rid, do you have Hercules? Where's Hercules?
If anyone doesn't get that reference, I apologize.
I did, and I don't get any references. So, with bags, we have bragging rights. If we got rid of everything else and we just did bags, we would be the number 10 supplier in this industry, just with our bags. What's driving a ton of growth for us, like you said, it's the totes, so we're gonna continue to bring you more options there, and it's backpacks.
Yep.
So with backpacks, I will share that if we just did backpacks, nothing else, we would be the number 25 supplier in this industry. So the amount of options that we have here is tremendous. And the value for you guys is, there's a lot, right? There's all of the things we talked about earlier, SureShip. One thing I do want to mention is Bullet. So I'm not going to present anything really cool and unique to you, but our top sellers. Because every report we look at and every cool product that we launch, Bullet continues to sell the Hercules tote under $2 and the Oriole backpack under $2. Now, another message that I want you guys to remember is the commitment that we have made into this, into what we call Bullet's Best. Does anybody here know what Bullet's Best is?
Your top programs that you carry the most inventory on?
You guessed it. Yes. So we actually build a tool online where you can click on Bullet's Best. Amazing tool for programs, by the way. And it's our top 100 to 120 items. We constantly switch those items out. So like 8 years ago when I was selling this stuff, these 2 items were definitely still in there, but we didn't have chargers, we didn't have earbuds. It's more relevant now, so we do. So that is where 80% of our business comes from, and that is where we invested most in stock, in colors, etc. But what we've also invested in is pricing for you, especially when it comes to high quantity pricing. So the Oriole bag, which is 89 cents at EQP, if you had an opportunity for 15,000 pieces, the price drops to 67 cents, which is over $4,000 in savings, whether it's for you or you extend it to your customer. Mm-hmm. Another thing is, we have, as of yesterday when I checked, we have 1.6 million pieces in stock. So please sell this. Hercules tote, under 80, or it's 89 cents. At 18,000 pieces, it goes down to 69 cents. So similar, $3,600 in savings, over 1.8 million pieces in stock. So you can have the confidence that we have the inventory if it gets placed in the programs, and make more money selling the line. Okay, so that's Bullet. Bullet's going to continue to launch new product, whether it's based around trends, recycled, etc. But know that the basics are there as well. At Leeds, when it comes to totes, you will see a little bit more design and style, like the Pantone color of the year, which is coral. So we actually brought it into a lot of different items, including the Yaya tote, which is one of our top sellers at Leeds. You also see focus on holiday with the Buffalo Plaid collection, which we just included a nice design on our cotton tote. You'll see this Buffalo Plaid in other categories like blankets and umbrellas, just to round out the collection for the holidays. And recycled product. from Leeds as well, going into that collection that we spoke about earlier. Okay. And then, as I mentioned, backpacks. Backpacks is a huge driver for us. What's working in backpacks at Bullet, it's that $10 price point. At Leeds, it's the $25 price point and right under $40. So that is where you'll see a lot of development. Again, the sustainable options. We're gonna bring more and more styles to you around that trend. Another thing that's working really well for us is brands. How do you guys do with brands in your bags?
Yeah, more and more so.
Who are your go-to brands there?
For backpacks?
Backpacks?
Really across the board. I mean, you know, all the way from Toomey, Swiss Army.
I was gonna say to me,
Yeah, coming
Wang,
down to,
Wanger.
yeah.
Wanger?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So there's brands that Leeds has created, right? Because you guys met our designer yesterday. Brands like 11, which end users now confuse for a retail brand. I get asked that constantly. So 11's the bread and butter and continues to be so, which is pretty impressive because it's been around for 8 years now. And Field & Company that we're continuously upgrading and making relevant to that urban millennial marketplace. As well as obviously the retail partners that you just mentioned, Wanger, High Sierra, Thule. Thule has been trending phenomenal for us, especially over the last couple of years. So if you've gotten away from that brand, please revisit it. Another thing that you will notice is some of our brands that have kind of had that rugged look, like the Wanger, like High Sierra, they've totally redesigned and rebranded. So this is our new High Sierra piece. Has a very sleek, simple look to it, just like most of our brand partners will. You have the trolley strap. Maybe this is your new bag. And really sleek new colors as well, which we haven't really seen from High Sierra. Another focus that I like is that they've gotten away from their brand to make room for your customers' brands. So this piece we expect to do really well. That piece I'd write down for a sample, for sure. So we're gonna continue to bring more brands for you guys, especially in this space. And if you can't find what you're looking for with our bags, we have World Source. So what we are really good at, because we have a niche, right? If you come to us and you say, make up this product and you just are trying to design it on your own, we're not good at that. Mm-hmm. What we are good at is utilizing factories and relationships that we have and creating custom options for those styles. So bags is probably our best niche here. And this is where you can pick out colors for that are custom to your customers. You can pick out different patterns on the liners, different decoration methods or decoration locations. So keep that in mind. If we have a little bit of time, World Source is definitely something to check out.
So is that what you have ready and you just kind of changed panels
Yes.
and trims?
Yep, and the colors, obviously.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the last thing that I want to briefly touch on with you guys is coolers, because that subcategory of bags has been growing really well for us. We have the value segment, value coolers at Bullet, starting at $1.50, going all the way up to $70 at Leeds. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is the Arctic Zone piece. When we launched the Arctic Zone, do you remember the grocery tote cooler?
Yep.
That set it off. It was the Yeti comparison at a much lower price point, but with the same, oh my God, sorry, with the same features, right? So it kept the ice in there without melting for the same amount of time, really sleek design, and we've continued to build out that brand. So this is what is this? The doctor cooler, because it opens up like the doctor's bag. It stays open. It's obviously insulated. Same thing, will keep your ice in there without melting for 24 hours, maybe. Okay, so that's our newest piece. You'll also see new colors that we launched. We just started with white. We now have black, navy, etc., and we're going to continue to build that out as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'd like to wrap it up. We are launching over 300 new styles with this launch. We're not going to talk about all of them today, but I did want to go through our hottest trend that we see and a category that we identified we have most opportunity with. So with that said, if I'm here for the rest of the day, so we'll just break into one-on-ones and get to what you guys are working on. Cool?
Sounds good.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
some great new stuff.
Cool. Thank you. What do you think?
Your shoulders came down around your ears where they were this morning.
Like this?
You just flipping nailed it.
Nailed it.
Still sweating.
And you did a shit. It was perfect.
Okay. What do you guys think of the format?
I like this better where you have the product here.
Yeah.
And where we can kind of see it. It was hard when we were passing stuff because I was like leaning and, you know, we can kind of see it. And like he
Perfect.
said, you don't have to talk to everything because we can see this is sustainable. It's bamboo, it's craft paper, you know, but you talk to the overall subject of it and then we can kind of see some of the products. So
Cool.
I liked that format better.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we're moving into one-on-ones,
Yeah.
and I didn't then validate this, but my head is, your goal in this account was to, here, you want me to forward it?
Why does this not look good?
You want this again?
Yeah. I'll take it now. Huh? Well, for a reason. I'm wearing this tomorrow too, so I'm gonna be stanky.
So my hunch is, okay, first of all, our goal with your group, based on our business together, was to really grow the bag business. We believe we have a lot of runway there, and you confirmed that. So that's why Elena chose to really talk into bags in this session. And then by putting the rest of the products here, and not only inviting, but if this were a real meeting, she would have scheduled one-on-ones for afterwards,
Yep.
right? Is what's on the table inviting enough and intriguing enough to keep you engaged in your one-on-ones, and you know, does this work? And I think what I heard you say is yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, and when we were in Marco Island, we really, it was one of the top 3 things that I overviewed from my meeting is that I feel like sustainable has been around for a while, but I feel like it's taking a huge kick up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's
Absolutely.
just,
Launch,
it's
yeah.
really, like we're hearing it from everybody that they're adding more sustainability. And so I think this is really good to have out here. And like this is, you know, I mean, you look at that green bag and you look at kind of how this tote backpack started. This is cool. Yeah. You know, and this is what, under $5?
It's under 3, it's 2.
Really?
2.98.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like people would rather carry that than like this one. Like people would keep that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I think this product is to me,
Yeah.
it's interesting, you know.
Yeah.
And I think depending on, like you were saying, you guys are at a different level than a lot of our other customers. So if we identify, okay, sustainability here doesn't matter because
Right.
they don't care, we set out drinkware.
Yeah.
Or if it's, you know, they do a lot of Carhartt, maybe you set out the new Carhartt bag
Yeah.
and a couple of
Yeah.
Carhartt pieces.
Knowing
or,
what they sell a lot
or
of too.
drinkware, you know, I mean,
Yes.
if you're trying to grow their drinkware, you put that cool stuff
I
out.
like the Welly because it tells a story, and we've been doing some research where the millennials are now wanting to give back, and so buying something with a purpose has been really important. We've been hearing, so I think the Welly story is great. Anything that gives back or
Agreed.
recycles and saves the earth and some is more important more than ever, I think.
How long was that?
It was under 30 minutes.
Oh, good.
It was,
Okay.
it's an estimate, but I asked him and it was about 13, so you went about 25.
Awesome.
Um,
So 25 minutes. And then what Rick was saying earlier is if we do ask to come in more often and you know, okay, this is going to be for 20 minutes,
Right.
they're going to deliver value, then it's an easier ask and it's easier for you guys too To be like, okay, I can take 20 minutes,
Right.
check
But
out.
Can I take an hour and 10 minutes? Probably not.
Probably not.
But you know what, I'll take that 20 minutes now, and then later, when I walk by the conference room and no one's sitting in, I'll jump in and do my one-on-one for 10 minutes with her. You know?
Yes, exactly.
So, I
So
think
just-
that just makes more sense.
Love it.
Awesome. Hey, let me ask you a question here. So do we run the risk at all of you forgetting about us for something, for a category, because we don't touch on it?
I don't think so, because if you're going to the website for something, I mean, if it's gonna be sustainable products or bags or what it may be, you're gonna know that, I mean, just being on the website and just being there, you're
Yeah.
gonna know the other offerings, I think. If you make the effort to go to the website.
And if we do come in 3 weeks or whatever, and we could touch on another category in more detail, then it's, right?
Well, like you said, you know your focus with us is bags. So, I mean, you as a sales rep know what you want to, you know, what you want to get through in that meeting. So if that runs the risk that you're going to forget gifts, then maybe that's not where our business is with you. Is there opportunity there? Maybe, but I mean, I think salespeople know, you know, when they go into an account, what is it that I want to accomplish here?
That's the,
So-
there's two things I got out of that question. One is you just validated for my, right on film, for my team, that you don't think we run the risk of losing mind share. Then there's this point.
Yeah.
Then there's the fact that, you know, the more we're going to be in your offices, because you just gave us permission to be, right?
Mhm.
They're
we're
like,
gonna-
damn it. Cut,
You can
cut.
get that on
Damn.
Well, that we're gonna be top of mind, I guess is the point.
Mhm.
So Mary's gonna get the phone call, or Dave or Dean's gonna get a phone call or an email
Mhm.
inquiring about the GI Joe with the Kung Fu grip, because you know, maybe PCNA has it.
Mhm. Right. Yeah, I think it's all just
Mhm.
a big part of it is just the sales rep knowing the client and what's going to add value to us. you
Yeah.
know. And that just comes with building rapport and relationship too. I mean, we had
100%.
a really great relationship with Joel and Rachel, but now we're kind of rebuilding those
Sure.
relationships. And so, you know, Mary's kind of gathering information and Doug, and as they get to know, you know, like our personal habits have, and tastes have a lot to play into what we're gonna present. We're gonna
Yes.
present to our clients what we're comfortable with.
Yes,
You
and
know.
everybody's tastes are different,
Correct.
which is,
But
which
why the
goes
one-on-ones
back to
work too, yeah.
the
Yeah.
power of the one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
No, I think the format's good.
Yeah.
I get a little antsy when it goes too long.
I-
I agree.
Well, and being up here, you can tell after a certain point, it's like,
You've lost them.
I can literally say anything right now and you don't know.
Mhm.
You don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So, okay.
good.
Do we have time to do a quick one-on-one?
It's all about them. If you want,
Do we-
one-on-one could be 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
So which one of you, and then we gotta.
Well, you guys tell us. What time do you?
It's, what time is it? 2:45?
2:45. I think if we leave
5:30?
3:15,
Okay.
what's it, half hour, 35 minutes to the airport?
What do you guys think that